Season 1 of House of the Dragon begins 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, during the height of the Targaryen dynasty. Dragons are still alive, and the Targaryens rule Westeros from the Iron Throne. As King Jaehaerys Targaryen nears death with no living sons, he calls a great council to decide his successor. The council skips over his eldest grandchild, Princess Rhaenys, because she is a woman, and names his eldest grandson, Viserys, as heir. After Jaehaerys dies, King Viserys rules but faces a similar problem. He has no male heir. He deeply loves his bold teenage daughter Rhaenyra, but tradition favors a male ruler. Currently his younger brother Daemon is the next in line. However, Viserys' Hand of the King, Sir Otto Hightower, dislikes Daemon for being violent and reckless. Otto urges Viserys to pick a better heir. Daemon, meanwhile, uses his lover Mysaria and her network of spies to push his own plans. When Viserys' wife Aemma becomes pregnant, Viserys believes he'll finally have a son. He organizes a grand tournament to celebrate. During the event, Rhaenyra and her best friend Alicent, Otto's daughter, become infatuated with Sir Criston Cole, a skilled knight who defeats Daemon in combat. Tragically, Aemma dies during an emergency surgery, and while her son Balon is born alive, he dies hours later. Grief-stricken, Viserys lashes out at Daemon after hearing he mocked Balon's death by calling him heir for a day. Angry at his brother's disrespect, Viserys banishes Daemon and names Rhaenyra as his heir. Viserys commands the lords of Westeros to swear loyalty to Rhaenyra, but many doubt his decision to name a female successor. Afterward, Viserys tells Rhaenyra about a prophecy from Aegon the Conqueror, forewarning of a deadly threat from the north that only a Targaryen on the throne can stop. Rhaenyra is allowed to attend small council meetings, but finds her ideas ignored. She gets to choose a new Kingsguard knight and picks Sir Criston Cole, whom she admires. Despite being seen as a fair king, Viserys is criticized for being indecisive. Rhaenyra believes the Targaryens should inspire strength and awe, not hesitation. Meanwhile, Otto pushes Alicent to comfort Viserys in his grief. Rhaenys and her husband, Lord Corlys Velaryon, propose a marriage between Viserys and their daughter, Laena. Both families share Valyrian bloodlines and dragon-riding heritage. However, Viserys shocks everyone by choosing Alicent as his new wife, straining her friendship with Rhaenyra and angering the Velaryons. Feeling betrayed, Corlys turns to Daemon to form an alliance. 3 years later, Daemon and Corlys wage war in the Stepstones to defeat the Crabfeeder, a brutal enemy allied with the Triarchy who have been attacking ships and supplies. Daemon wins the battle, gaining respect from the lords of Westeros. Despite his victory, he feels a pull toward his family and returns to King's Landing to reconcile with Viserys. Daemon also reconnects with Rhaenyra, for whom he has both familial and romantic feelings. By this time, Viserys and Alicent have a son, Aegon, and another child on the way. Though he now has a male heir, Viserys promises Rhaenyra she will remain his successor. However, Otto secretly plots to place his grandson Aegon on the throne instead. Viserys urges Rhaenyra to marry a powerful ally to secure her position. Reluctantly, she meets several suitors, including Jason Lannister, the twin brother of the clever Tywin Lannister. Rhaenyra isn't interested in the suitors her father presents. Encouraged by Daemon to embrace her independence, she seduces her childhood crush, Criston Cole, despite his Kingsguard vow to remain celibate. When King Viserys learns of Daemon's growing influence on Rhaenyra and suspects his brother of wanting to marry her for the throne, he accuses Daemon of manipulation. Furious, Viserys exiles Daemon to the Vale, forcing him to live with his wife, whom Daemon later kills to take control of her family's lands. To repair the rift between houses, Viserys orders Rhaenyra to marry Laenor Velaryon, the son of Rhaenys and Corlys. Rhaenyra blames Otto Hightower for manipulating her father, and Viserys replaces him as hand with the honourable Lionel Strong. Meanwhile, Criston, heartbroken over losing his honour for Rhaenyra, offers to run away with her. Rhaenyra refuses, suggesting they keep their relationship secret while she marries Laenor in name only. Criston, feeling betrayed, rejects her offer and grows bitter, aligning himself with Alicent, who shares his distrust of Rhaenyra. Otto warns Alicent that Rhaenyra poses a threat to her children's safety. With Criston as her ally, Alicent becomes increasingly hostile toward Rhaenyra. As Rhaenyra and Laenor plan their wedding, Laenor confesses to her that he is gay. They agree their marriage will be for political purposes only. However, at the wedding feast, Laenor's lover Joffrey makes the mistake of speaking to Criston about their shared predicament. Misinterpreting this as a threat, Criston brutally kills Joffrey in front of everyone. 10 years later, Rhaenyra and Lenor have 3 sons, Jace, Luke, and Joffrey. However, their dark brown hair sparks rumors they are illegitimate, as they do not share the Targaryen or Valyrian silver blonde hair. Alicent and Otto insist to King Viserys that the boys are bastards, but Viserys refuses to listen and publicly supports Rhaenyra. In truth, Rhaenyra has been secretly in a long-term affair with Sir Harwin Strong, Lionel's son, and the boy's true father. Criston, still bitter, provokes Harwin, accusing him of fathering Rhaenyra's children. Harwin is disgraced and forced to leave Rhaenyra and their sons, returning to Harrenhal with his father. Meanwhile, Alicent is determined to see her son, Aegon, named heir instead of Rhaenyra. She confides in Lionel's cunning son, Larys Strong, who schemes to help her. Larys hires assassins to burn Harrenhal, killing his own father and brother, ensuring Otto Hightower is reinstated as Hand of the King. Elsewhere, Daemon marries Laena Velaryon, and they live happily with their 2 daughters, Baela and Rhaena, in Essos as proud dragon riders. However, tragedy strikes when Laena dies during childbirth, leaving Daemon widowed and grieving. Rhaenyra, also mourning Harwin, reconnects with Daemon, and they develop a romantic relationship. At Laena's funeral, Alicent's son, Aemond, secretly claims her dragon, Vhagar, devastating Rhaena, who believes the dragon should be hers. Rhaenyra's sons confront Aemond, leading to a violent fight where Luke slashes Aemond's eye with a knife. Alicent is furious after Aemond loses his eye and demands justice from King Viserys. However, Viserys refuses to punish Rhaenyra's children, leaving Alicent to find solace in her father, Otto, who is once again Hand of the King. As Alicent and Otto work to gather support for Aegon to take the throne, Rhaenyra turns to Daemon for help. They hired someone to kill Laenor, but he escapes by faking his death. This clears the way for Rhaenyra and Daemon to marry, uniting their strength within the Targaryen family. 6 years later, King Viserys is frail and bedridden, leaving Alicent and Otto in control of the kingdom. Aegon, now married to his sister Helaena, spends his time drinking and partying, ignoring his responsibilities as a husband and father. Meanwhile, Criston Cole trains Aemond to be a skilled and ruthless warrior. With Viserys nearing death, the entire family gathers at his side, pretending to reconcile. Daemon even helps Viserys keep his crown steady during a public event, showing that despite their past conflicts, the brothers still care for each other. During a family dinner, there is a moment of joy as everyone remembers happier times. However, the peace is shattered when Aemond mocks Rhaenyra's children as bastards, sparking a fight between the children that Daemon must stop. That night, as Viserys lies dying, he speaks to Alicent, mistaking her for Rhaenyra. He talks about Aegon the Conqueror's prophecy of a great threat from the north and says he wants Aegon to sit on the throne. Alicent misunderstands, believing Viserys meant their son Aegon, and takes it as his dying wish to crown him king. After Viserys' death, Alicent and Otto secretly call a meeting of the small council to plot Aegon's rise to power. When Lord Beesbury opposes the plan, Criston Cole kills him, proving his loyalty to Alicent and earning the title of Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. Larys Strong, ever scheming, orders the burning of Mysaria's brothel to destroy her spy network and prevent Daemon from gaining valuable information. Otto forces the nobles of King's Landing to swear loyalty to Aegon, executing anyone who refuses. Rhaenys Velaryon, who is in King's Landing at the time, is imprisoned for not pledging loyalty. However, she is rescued by Eric Cargill, a Kingsguard member who supports Rhaenyra. With his help, Rhaenys escapes to Dragonstone and informs Rhaenyra of Viserys' death and the Hightower coup. This shocking news sends Rhaenyra, who is pregnant with Daemon's child, into early labor. Tragically, she gives birth to a stillborn baby. Despite her grief, the lords and people of Dragonstone rally around her, naming her their queen. Even Corlys and Rhaenys Velaryon, bitter over past events, pledge their loyalty to her cause. As Daemon prepares for war, calling it the Dance of Dragons, Rhaenyra sends her sons, Jace and Luke, on their dragons to gain the support of other noble houses. Luke travels to Storm's End to win over House Baratheon, but finds Aemond already there, trying to secure their loyalty for Aegon. When Luke departs on his dragon, Aemond follows on Vhagar, seeking revenge for the loss of his eye. Aemond only wants to scare Luke, but Vhagar disobeys and kills both Luke and his dragon in one brutal attack. The devastating loss of her son leaves Rhaenyra heartbroken. It marks the beginning of a bloody civil war that will later be called the Dance of Dragons, a conflict that will bring great tragedy to the Targaryen family and all of Westeros. and that's where the story ends. I hope now you are ready to watch House of Dragons Season 2. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more amazing recaps.